It's musical chairs in the top 3 spots over in the EFL League 2 as another new team enters the automatic spots. Who's going to be there at the end of the season? We'll take a closer look next. Prediction video today. I think we're looking forward to, bear with me, match day number, I don't even know, 32 over in League 2, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, keep banging to all things League 2 related, Bradford Rovers related, world football related. We're got it all here, boys. Under one Rooski. Goodness gracious me. It's Forest Green Rovers, of course it is, still leading the charge. The vegans. What's in their bloody puddings? Check their puddings. Of course, still running away with it. 10 points clear over Tranmere with game in hand as well. Northampton, of course, entered into the top 3 spots to, of course, oust Sutton United, who tumbled down into the playoffs. But it's anybody's guess as to who's going to be there at the end of the campaign. We're looking at all of it in a minute, of course. Big shout out to my VIPs. They are the Patreons, guys. And a big shout out to Siobhan, who's the brand new Patreon, boys. Thank you very much, Siobhan, for joining the gang. That's right. Of course, we look forward to seeing you over on the Patreon. And of course, if you want to join Siobhan and the gang, of course, become my new best mate for life, my brother from another mother. Check out that link down below. Of course, we'll become the latest man of Patreons, of course. Anyway, let's get into the gang, the deep end then, shall we, of course, recap the games. And there's a few of them. Of course, for the past week, midweek, of course, we got an extended match week next week. We'll look at it, all of it in a minute. But here they are. Of course, Carlisle got beat by Port Vale at home. 3-1 win for them. Port Vale in 8th spot now. They're still in there. The race for playoffs continues. Meanwhile, Exeter City, of course, took a 1-0 win over Leyton Orient. Big win for them, moving into 6th spot right now. Stevenage lost to Bradford City, of course, making a push into 11th spot. You can't rule them out either. Forest Green Rovers 2-1 win over Rochdale, of course, they did. Harrogate did lose at home to Crawley. 3-1 win in the end. Hartlepool 3-1 winners over Barrow. Don't know where they are. They must be lower mid-table there. Mansfield Town 2-1 winners over Colchester. They're up to bloody 5th. Kicking off forward, Northampton Town picked up a 1 win over Newport to squeak over Newport. Newport down to 7th now. Northampton Town into 3rd. Oldham Athletic 2-1 win over Bristol Rovers. I spoke to an Oldham fan this week. They say the resurgence is on for Oldham. They're going to make a surge. Of course, Bristol Rovers had their own surge as well, but of course it looks like it's been dented this week. Sutton United gets Salford postponed, so you know what? They're not there. They're not out of it just yet. Scunthorpe United 1-0 winners over Walsall as well. Big win for them at the foot of the table. And Tranmere 3-0 win over Swindon Town. Big win for them to maintain 2nd spot as well. I'm actually quite interested to take a look at the table itself because both Oldham and Scunthorpe won, which puts the pressure on. Carlisle puts the pressure on Walsall. Colchester, Barrow, Rochdale could make back-to-back relegations if they don't get their acting together soon. Because it's all happening at the top of the table as well. Of course, we already know about the vegans running away with it. They're pretty much there already. It's just who's going to join them. You can't rule out Sutton. You can't rule out Mansfield. Of course, they've clicked into gear really over the past back end of the season anyway. Let's take a look at the prediction link. Here you go. Take a bloody bow. Jimmy Watton. Woo, woo, woo. And I love that. I love it when a patron kicks ass and takes names at the top of the table. So well done for you for eliminating the competition. That's right. A well-represented League 2 by the patrons. Respect to you all, my brothers from another mother. Yeah, my best mates for life. Of course, as for the mini leaderboard, Jimmy Watton's actually in 2nd spot behind Deep at the Great. 2 points clear at the moment. Shepard also joined 2nd as well. Big shout out to him as well. Ultra doing well. Of course, Russell Frost and Yoki Jackson also with the gang there, chasing the lead at the moment. Of course, they don't know the master leaderboard. They know the master leaderboard, but you guys will have to wait and see. If you want to get involved with the prediction league, it's still a chance for you to win something. Of course, you could win the month of February, you could win the month of March, and that, of course, gets you a little bit closer to maybe stealing a prize at the end of the season. But anyway, get involved, Cutty Fortress League 2. These are the next round of matches, of course. Looking forward to it. Let's get on the deep end then. Of course, looking forward to the games. Ploughing forward. Of course, starting off, what did I say? Match number 32. It is Barrow up against Stevenage. That's right. It is 32. Let's get into it. Barrow up against Stevenage. Of course, taking place on the 12th of Feb. Let's get in the deep end. Played the 8 times 2008. 5 wins for Stevenage, 1 win for Barrow, and 2 draws. Of course, Barrow coming to just 25% form for them, 1 win in 6. Up against the Stevenage side, who have just won 1 in 5. But of course, 50% form for them as well. Last time they played each other over in Barrow as a 1-1 draw back in September 2020. That was in League 2. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture back in August. Matchday number 1 with the 1-0 win for Stevenage as well. Stevenage coming to the back of a 1-0 loss against Bradford, of course. Barrow did lose to Hartlepool as well. The odds here, 11-8 is your Barrow on this one, 21-10 is your Stevenage, and 23-10 is also your draw on this. Going to go with a 1-0 win for Barrow to nick it. Of course, get their season maybe back on track and get away from them drop zones at the moment. Kicking off forward, it'll be Bradford. They're going to be taking on Exeter City, of course, over at Vale Parade. Now, these two sides, according to my eyes, played each other 10 times. 2008, 2 wins for Bradford, 5 for Exeter, and 3 draws, of course. Bradford coming to this. What are we looking at here? Just 2 defeats in the past 6 games, 50% form up against the Exeter side, just lost once in 6, 75% form as well. Last time played at Valley Parade was a 1-1 draw this season in November, and it was in the FA Cup. Forced to replay, of course, when the replay was played at Exeter, was a 2-1 win for Exeter. However, they also played on match number 1, and Exeter was a 0-0 draw as well. So they've won 1. In fact, they've won, Exeter won 1 and drawn 2 against Bradford in the last 3 games. Of course, last time they played each other, though, in Bradford in the league was a 2-2 draw way back in November 2020. Meanwhile, Bradford pick up a 1-1 over Stevenage, Exeter pick up a 1-1 over Exeter, of course, and they fancy the chances on this one. Of course, the odds on this was 6-4 is your Bradford, 50-8 is your Exeter, 9-4 is your draw. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win in the end for Bradford City on this one. Kicking off forward, it'll be Bristol Rovers. That's right, up against Mansfield. Let's get into the deep end on this one now. They played each other 13 times in 2003. 6 wins for Bristol Rovers, 3 for Mansfield, and 4 draws, of course. Bristol Rovers coming to this, 67% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat past 6 up against the Mansfield side. Unbeaten in the last at least 6 games, picking up 5 wins and a draw to boot. 92% form, red hot, and Nigel Clough's Mansfield Town. Of course, last time played each other over in Bristol Rovers was a 1-1 win for Bristol. It was back in March 2016. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture over at Mansfield was a 2-1 win for Mansfield, of course, way back when. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers pick up a 2-1 loss against Oldham. Mansfield pick up a 2-1 win over Colchester. The odds on this one, 13-8 is your Bristol Rovers, 70-10 is your Mansfield, and 9-4 is your draw. Going to go with a 2-2 draw myself on this one to take to the house. Kicking off forward will be Colchester United up against Carlisle. Relegation 6-pointer, you would imagine, on this one. I played each other 23 times since 2008. 10 wins for Colchester, 7 wins for Carlisle, and 6 draws. Just 1 defeat of the past 5 games for Colchester, 50% form up against the Carlisle side. Won the last 6, in fact, lost 4 in the spin, 70% form for them as well. Last time around, of course, over in Colchester was a 2-1 win for Colchester. That was back in March 2021. The reverse fixture, though, in Carlisle this season was, of course, match number 1. It was a 0-0 draw as well. Carlisle coming to this on the back of a 3-1 loss against Port Vale. Considering where they were this time last season, it's an absolute disgrace that Carlisle are where they are. Meanwhile, Colchester also did lose last time around, 2-1 loss against Mansfield. The odds for this one, 11-8 is your Colchester, 11-5 is your Carlisle, 11-5 is also your draw. Going to go with the win for Colchester on this one. They got the form. Carlisle are in trouble. Kicking off forward will be Crawley. They're going to be taking on Hartlepool over in Crawley. Now, these two sides, if I click the right button, I've played each other 7 times, 2012. 3 wins for Crawley, 1 for Hartlepool, and 3 draws. Crawley unbeaten the last 4, 50% form up against the Hartlepool side, just 1 defeat the past 6, 58% form for them last time around. Of course, they played each other in Crawley, was 1 before Crawley. That's back in January 2017, that was in League 2. Meanwhile, Hartlepool did beat Crawley on opening day in Hartlepool back in August. It was a 1-0 win as well. Hartlepool picked up a 3-1 loss against Crawley last time around. Sorry. So that's me, my dyslexia kicking in there. Crawley picked up a 3-1 win over Harrogate last time around. Hartlepool picked up a 3-1 win over Barrow. I've got all jumbled up there on that one. Meanwhile, the odds on this one, Crawley 11-8 for the victory, 9-4 is your draw, 21-10 is your Hartlepool on this one. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Crawley on this one. I think that's about right. Meanwhile, strugglers Walsall. Walsall taking on High Flyers. Tranmere, probably the team you don't want to really be playing right now, Walsall, and you're in a bit of trouble over at the Bescott. Now, these two sides have played 27 times since 1999, 10 wins apiece and 7 draws, of course. Walsall haven't won in the last 8 games. And off 6 in the bounce, of course. Tranmere, though, coming to this, just 1 defeat, about 6 for them, 75% form for them right now. Last time around, over in Walsall was a 1-1 win for Walsall. That was back in April 2021 in League 2. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture over at in Tranmere was a 1-1 win for Tranmere, of course, back in August 2021. Meanwhile, Tranmere pick up a 3-1 win over Swindon. Walsall did lose to Scunthorpe and haven't scored in 3 games, 3 successive goalless scoring affairs for Walsall. Meanwhile, the odds on this one, Walsall 9-5 for the victory, 31-20 is your Tranmere, and 9-4 is your bloody draw. Going to go with a win for Tranmere here, 1-0 win, and another goalless affair from Walsall. Kicking off forward, Leyton Orient over at Brisbane Road, taking on Salford now. Of course, Salford got games piling up at the moment. Of course, now these two sides have played each other 6 times, 2018, 1 win for Leyton Orient, 2 for Salford, and 3 draws. Of course, Kenny Jackett, as boys, 17% form, haven't won in the last 9 games. Oh, well, we were up against Team GB. Pick up just 1 defeat the past 4 for their 58% form as well. Last time around over at Brisbane Road was a 1-0 win for Leyton Orient. Back in January 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, over in Salford was a draw. That was, of course, back in 7th of August. It was a 1-1 in the end. Leyton Orient picked up a 1-0 loss against Exeter. Now scored in back-to-back games. Meanwhile, Salford picked up a 0-0 draw against Sutton United. That was, of course, back in the 8th of Feb. Look at the odds for this one then, shall we? What do we have on this? We have Leyton Orient 65 of the victory, 5-2 is your Salford, and 9-4 is your draw. Could go either way here. I'm going to give it to Leyton Orient 2-1 in the end at Brisbane Road. They need to get the wins back together if they're going to keep Kenny Jack in his job and keep them in the hunt for an outside push for playoffs. Kicking off order to be Newport County. That is right. They're going to be taking on Oldham Athletic, of course, over in Wales. So that's right. Now these two sides have played 7 times. 2018, 3-4 Newport County, 4 for Oldham, 0 draws. Of course, Newport County back-to-back defeats for them, 67% form. Meanwhile, Oldham unbeaten the last 3, now 50% form for them right now. Coming at you though, last round in Newport County was a 4-2 win for Oldham back in December 2020. Of course, the reverse fixture in Boundary Park, I think, is that where we play? Was a 1-win win for Newport County back in August, of course. Meanwhile, Newport County did lose to Northampton Town, and also actually been back-to-back defeats for them, back-to-back scoreless affairs as well, Newport County. Meanwhile, Oldham coming to us on back-to-back wins, 2-1 winners over Bristol Rovers last time out. Look at the odds for this one. Newport County 7-4 on for the victory, 3-1 as your draw, 5-1 as your away win. That is Oldham Athletic. Going to go with a win for Newport County, a 2-0 win in the end to take it to the house. Kicking on forward, it will be Port Vale. They're going to be taking on Northampton Town. Of course, Port Vale win here. They could, of course, get themselves right in the thick of things for at least the playoffs. Anyway, 21 times they played since 2002, 8 wins for Port Vale, 7 wins for Northampton Town, and 6 draws, of course. Port Vale coming to this on the back of an unbeaten run of 4 games, pick up 2 wins and 2 draws, 50% form. Up against the Northampton side, who've just lost once in the past 6, 67% form as well. Last round, of course, over in Port Vale was a 1-1 draw. That was back in August 2019. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture on match number 1 was a 1-0 win for Northampton Town as well. 1-1 lost, 1 drew, 1 of course over the last 3 games. Both of these two sides, Port Vale pick up a 3-1 win over Carlisle, Northampton pick up a 1-0 win over Newport County as well, and back-to-back clean sheets for Northampton Town. Look at the odds for this one then, shall we? What do we have on this? We have Port Vale coming at you, 65 on for the victory, 5-2 is your Northampton, and 9-4 is your draw. Quite tight on this one. Going to go with the draw myself on this. What else do we have? We have Rochdale coming at you, coming at you, coming at you. Where are you, Rochdale? Where are you, Rochdale? There, against Harrogate to Town. In fact, before we do that, I'm going to go to the big screen here quick. We'll be right back. If you are a fan of any of the EFL League 2 teams and you are able to watch your team this weekend, whether it's on iFollow, VPN style or whatever, or if you're based abroad, all that kind of stuff, I am on the lookout for a representative of as many clubs as I can for a mega stream that we're planning on this Saturday. So I have a few of them. I have scatterbrained all over the place. We have a Forest Green guy. We have an Oldham person. We have also got a Tranmere, I believe. We might even have a couple other ones knocking about as well. So I do appreciate if you are one of those fans. Maybe you've got a Bristol Rovers guy knocking around, that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comment section, of course, if you are able to join us. If not, or if so, better still, follow me on Twitter, direct message me that way, and of course we'll get started, get you in the loop, and of course we'll see you live here on YouTube via Zoom to represent your club. So hopefully you can do that. But anyway, let's get to the deep end. Of course, take a look at the Rochdale then, up against Harrogate Town. Let's get into the deep end on this one over at Spotlands. Now these two sides have played 2 times to 21, 1 win apiece. Of course, 42% form for Rochdale, just 1 win in 6 for them. Meanwhile, Harrogate Town come into this, just 1 win in 5 for them, 42% form as well. Last time I played that was in Harrogate, was a 3-2 win. That was the match number 1, the reverse fixture in August. It was scheduled to take place in the EFL Cup. I think somebody must have withdrew or something like that. I don't know, but it never got scheduled. Meanwhile, Rochdale pick up a 2-1 loss against Forest Green. Meanwhile, Harrogate pick up a 3-1 loss against Crawley. So both coming to us on the back of defeats. The odds for this one, though, 65 is your Rochdale, 25 is your Harrogate Town, 25 is your draw. So Rochdale are expected to win this one. I've gone with the 2-1 win myself for them to take to the house. Kicking off forward is Sutton United up against Forest Green. Bit of a top of the table crunch clash. Now these two sides have played 4 times, 2016. 2 wins for Forest Green, 1 for Sutton United, and 1 draw. Sutton United coming to the 75% form, of course, winning 3, losing and drawing 3. Up against Vegans, of course, they're picking up 3 wins in the past. In fact, 4 wins in the past 5, 83% form as well. Last time picture in Sutton United, it was a 2-1 win for Forest Green. That was back in March 2017. That was in the National League. However, the reverse fixture over in Forest Green was a 2-1 win for Forest Green way back in August 2021. Of course, Sutton United pick up a 0-0 draw against Salford, back-to-back draws for them. Up against the Forest Green side, picking up a 2-1 win over Rochdale. The odds for this one, 11-5 is Sutton United, of course, 5-4 is your Forest Green, and 12-5 is your draw. A 2-0 win for Forest Green on this one to take it to the house, and of course, maintain their top table push. Of course, break away from the chasing back even further. Swindon Town taking on Scunthorpe United. Of course, Swindon Town trying to get themselves back on track. Now, these two sides have played each other 15 times since 2005. 7 wins for Swindon, 5 for Scunthorpe, and 3 draws. Of course, Swindon just 1 win and 6 for them, 42% form. Meanwhile, Scunthorpe just 1 win and 6 for them, 17% form as well. Last time I played that, of course, over in Swindon was a 2-0 win for Swindon. That was back in March 2020. The reverse fixture over in Scunthorpe this season, of course, match number 1 was a 3-1 win for Swindon as well. In fact, Swindon won 3 in the bounce against Scunthorpe all the way to 2019. Meanwhile, of course, Swindon pick up a 3-0 loss against Tranmere. Scunthorpe pick up 1 win over Walsall, though, coming into this one. Meanwhile, the odds on this one, what do we got? We got Swindon Town at 13-8 on for the victory, 11-4 is your draw, 5-1 is your away win. That's Scunthorpe United. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Swindon on this one. Unfortunately, it looks like Scunthorpe United with Keith Hill in the hot seat is going down. Kicking off forward, Hartlepool. They're going to be taking on This is actually the midweek games now. We're stretching to the next part of an extended match day here. I'm trying to find it. Okay, let's just jump at the deep end on this one. So Hartlepool are scheduled to take on Tranmere. Let's get into this one now. This will be the midweek games, of course, post Valentine's Day. So Hartlepool up against Tranmere, a double match week for them. Of course, now these two sides have played each other 25 times since 2003. 10 draws, of course, between two sides. 8 was Hartlepool and 7 wins for Tranmere. 15th of February will take place. 58% form for Hartlepool, just 1 defeated past 6. Up against the Tranmere side, just 1 defeated past 6. Also 75% form as well. Last time played each other in Hartlepool, it was a 1-1 draw way back in October 2017 in the National League. Meanwhile, Tranmere picked up a 1-1 over Hartlepool last time around in the reverse fixture back in September. Of course, Hartlepool picked a 3-1 win over Barrow. Tranmere picked up a 3-0 win over Swindon. I don't have any odds on this one. The odds are in my gut. And my gut says it's going to be a win for nobody here. 1-1 right down the middle. And of course, Tranmere just getting the 4 points out of a possible 6 heading into this one. Bristol Rovers, they're going to be taking on Sutton United, of course. A double home header for Bristol Rovers this week. And of course, a chance for Sutton United to bounce back from the loss against the Vegans. Picture the 3 times 2015, 2 was Bristol Rovers, nothing for Sutton United, and 1 draw, of course. Bristol Rovers coming to just 1 defeated past 6, 67% form up against the Sutton United side who were unbeaten in the last 6 as well, 75% form as well. Last time picture in Bristol was a 2-1 win for Bristol. It was back in December 2021. It was in the FA Cup. That was this season, of course. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture was back in May, not too long ago. It was a 1-1 draw for Sutton United. Kicking off forward, of course, Bristol Rovers did lose to Oldham. Of course, Sutton United pick up a 0-0 draw against Salford on this one. I've got no odds for this one, so you're going to have to guess, go with the gut, go and look at the numbers, look at the form and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to go with a win for Bristol Rovers here, 2-0 win for them, to make it an unbeaten week for them and maybe make a push for the playoffs as well. And then finally, we have another zinger chicken dinner on this one. We have Newport County taking on Mansfield. Of course, both of them flying high right now. Both of them in the playoffs or there or thereabouts. Picture 26 times 2010. 8 wins for Newport County, 12 for Mansfield, and 6 draws. Newport County comes on back-to-back defeats for them, of course, picking up a win though against Oldham. Meanwhile, Mansfield comes unbeaten in the last 6, 92% form, and I think they'll win. They'll draw against Bristol Rovers, of course, so they'll maintain their unbeaten run. Anyway, last time picture, of course, over in Newport County, it was a 2-1 win for Newport. That was back in October 2020. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture back in August was a 2-1 win for Mansfield, way back on the 14th of August. Of course, the away side hasn't won this game in the last 5 matches. In fact, the last time the away side won was when Newport County beat Mansfield in the playoffs. Semi-final, of course. Meanwhile, Newport County lose to Northampton Town. Mansfield pick up 2-1 win over Colchester. Prior to all this, got to go with my gut. My gut says Mansfield Town 2-1 win in here. They look the real deal for me. They look the bloody real deal. That's, of course, my take on it. Be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Of course, we'll be back for the next one. Of course, be sure to check out the here and the now, the prediction league for you. And of course, if you are a League 2 expert or want to get involved in the content creation side of things, let me know down below. You don't have to be a fan of any club, but if you want to get involved in content creation, of course, make a little bit of pocket money, of course, and I say a little bit of pocket money. Of course, get involved with me down below. And of course, I look forward to seeing you there. But until then, a big shout out to my patrons again. Big shout out to Siobhan Hussein for joining the gang. But until then, guys, I'll see you soon for the next one.